actually, like, my middle name's actually Raven, and so my mom actually did it because of the Crow movie, so because
Oh,
it's Raven.
oh,
So
that's
yeah, that's my a
awesome.
little like tip about like a little fun fact about my name.
What is up, BVB Army? Welcome back to our channel, BVB Army Hearts to Hearts. I am Ruth.
And I'm Nicole.
And BVB Army, we are finally back with BVB fan stories this year, actually. Our first one this year. Yay.
Hey,
And we have this lovely fan here with us, Tabitha. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm glad to be here. It was a long time coming.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm going to emphasize to every fan we have here, thank you for your patience.
it's
Yes.
no worries.
We're excited to have you, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I've been a fan of watching you guys for a while, and like I see you guys on TikTok and Instagram, so I'm always like so intrigued.
Well, thank you. We're excited to get to know you and stuff. And of course, hear your Blackville Bride story. Without further more, let's dive into the questions. Our very first question is, how did you discover Blackville Brides?
Well, I would say it was like maybe 2012 maybe, and I was like seventh grade. There was a friend of mine who she had left my school. Like my school was a middle school and high school combined. So she had left after middle school. And but in seventh grade, it was right before winter break, and I remember this distinctly because my high school has this cool thing, like where instead of doing like midterms or like finals before winter break, we did this thing called intensives, and basically like it was like a fun class. Like I did a class that was like make an escape room in the class. I did like 3D printing. It was really cool. Yeah. It was really fun. And I remember specifically I was in that class and she's like, I want to show you a band. And this is before I mean, I grew up with like Kiss and Linkin Park and like all those awesome bands because of my dad, but I wasn't really into my own band, if that makes sense. Like, my own like I found them, discovered them. And so my friend, she's like, okay, I'm gonna show you Coffin, and I believe it was in the end because it was around the time that Wretched and Divine came out. And Coffin was the very first song I heard, and I didn't even need to hear it in the end. Coffin just dragged me in. Like I watched the video, I listened to the song, and I was like, yeah, I like them a lot. And then from then on, they've been my number one band ever since.
Coffin! Yes, that's one of my favorite music videos of theirs.
And I think it's amazing that you stepped in right at the beginning of Wretched and Divine.
Yeah, I did. And it's surprisingly like the Wretched and Divine wasn't the first, like I was introduced to Coffin first and then Wretched and Divine's like era, like that music. And I was like, and then I started to listen to like the other two albums prior to that, and I was like, yeah, this is the band for me. This is the band for me.
Like the slaps.
Yes.
Yes.
So our second question that we have for you is, what is your all-time favorite Black Veil Bride song? And if you can't pick one, you can pick a top three.
Ooh, okay, cool. Because that's like a hard question,
It
and oh my
is. We're
God,
not that evil.
I saw your TikTok you did with Cassidy, Nick, and literally I was like, mood, mood.
Yeah.
And I literally like, okay, top three then. Definitely Coffin would be in the top three because that's the first song that introduced
Makes
me to
sense.
them. Savior 2 hits different.
Mm.
And I would say, oh, Shadows Die.
Yes.
Those are like, I would say my top three, although I love all the songs, but
I think it's safe to say that most fans always put like the first song that they've ever heard as like at least in that top three category for their favorite songs.
Yes, 100%.
Yes and no, because like, don't get me wrong. Knives and Pets was my first one, but is it in my
Mhm.
top three? No, sorry, Blackfoot Brides.
So that's okay. Same here. Because like I mean, I guess it's safe to say, like, when I first heard them, yeah, Knives and Pens was up there since that was the only album
True.
out at the
Okay.
time. But then it's like once you like listen to the album like multiple times, and yeah, it definitely changes.
I just love the fact that it was Coffin that got you into Black Veil Brides, and it's still
Yeah.
because like a lot of fans that we've had usually like say like In the End or Knives and Pens, Perfect Weapon, Fallen Angels from their first two albums. So to hear someone say one of their top favorite songs came from their very first EP, I just love it.
Thanks. I'm honestly, I love that song. I was listening to them last night. Like I don't know why, but like it helps me like chill at night. Like before I'm going to bed, I'm just like just put on some Black Veil Brides and Coffin went on. And I was like, this is nostalgic. It was just hitting different.
It was
Yes.
just very soothing.
All right, this could be another hard one. But out of all of their beautiful albums they have created over the year, what has been your favorite album they have made so far?
Ooh. Probably I loved when they did Restitch because like the songs just hit even more when like I loved the original, but when they did Restitch, I was like, yes. It tickled the eardrums very well.
Okay, so then I think it's safe to say, because my next question was going to be, would you prefer like, or like, which one do you prefer more, We Stitch or Restitch?
I think honestly Restitch.
Okay, I
Restitch.
had a hint.
Like I get it. There's like their 10-year anniversary and just how much progress and they improved overall.
Yeah.
Boys, they had Lonnie and then Cece on the drums doing these tracks. Like completely understand.
Well, complete side note here. I because I know you said your favorite song and the first song you heard was Coffin, and how Ruth was saying it's really cool that that was from an EP. I don't think we have yet had a person say their favorite album is an EP album. I don't think we've had anyone say that. And I was kind of just curious, like Ruth, if someone were to say that, would we add that? Would we consider that as part of an album? I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's an EP, but like I would consider it.
I would consider it too. We've been doing this for how long and now we just realized this?
I know, because I think all because yeah, Tabitha, you said Coffin, so I was,
What has been your favorite memory with Black Veil Brides? This can be during concerts, VIP, some event, or even through social media.
That's a great question, and I have a few answers, but I'll probably just sum them up. One memory like that really hits is for this Trinity of Terror one. I actually am one of Jake Fitz's moderators on his Twitch channel.
The
Uh,
show! The
So yes, the show. And like in like 2020 when he started to be more consistent, then he finally asked, "Hey, anyone want like to help me out and be a moderator?" I was like the first one, I was like, "Sure, I'll do it," because I was familiar with Twitch, so I understood how to do things. And so I actually was like the first one he typed in that little command to make a moderator, and here I am. During Trinity of Terror 1, it's funny because I was in the Long Island show with Isabelle Marinozzi, because I know you guys know her, and she's so sweet and amazing.
Isabelle Marinozzi!
And I was literally sitting outside of the venue, and I get an email from Jake Pitts, and I'm like, why would I be getting an email right now from him this very second? Because he asked, "Hey, are you going to be at the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm kind of here, yeah." And then he replied, it was like, "Okay, cool. So, just to show my appreciation for you and like a lot of the community loves you, so I wanted to do like a little meet and greet afterwards." And I was like, "Really?" And what's funny is weeks prior to that, I had made a sign because I knew I was going to be towards the front anyway, not like front row because I didn't have VIP. But I had made like a paper sign that said, "Hey Jake, I mod for you on Twitch," because I didn't think you would see it. I didn't know how close I would be. I just made it, right? And then like I had like texted a few of like the people who I figured did it or like influenced him to do it. And I was like, "Is this you guys?" And they were like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But they know who they are, and if they're watching, that they definitely know. But that was really cool, because I didn't have any like I didn't have his jacket or anything, but he still gave me a signed set list, and he gave me the guitar picks, which is awesome. And that was like my one of my first full circle moments was like that happening is like I was a fan for years. Then I like just by like helping out with his Twitch channel, his community just like appreciated me that much to want to do something for me. And then in Trinity of Terror 3, one of them actually got me a jacket. So I have that, and I got to see him again, and I was like, "Thanks for the surprise again." And he's like, "You're welcome." And he was just so chill, like it was awesome. And thanks to those guys, really cool. You know, it really means a lot. Like Black Veil Brides has gotten me through some stuff, so that was a really full circle moment for me, and like I think that was probably my favorite memory was between Trinity of Terror 1 and 3, definitely.
I love that story.
Oh, so do I.
I almost completely forgot that you were a mod in Jake's Twitch stream until you mentioned, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
duh. Congratulations on, for one, being like one of the first few people to be a mod on his Twitch streams and stuff and continually doing it. And like you said, full circle with some of the people here and there doing nothing and like getting you these awesome surprises and stuff. So
Yeah, it was really awesome.
I think that's a really beautiful memory to have. And what I really love hearing about these kinds of appreciation stories is, you know, we've all heard it from, I feel like from everyone, from haters to maybe friends or family, or even maybe from some other fans, where they'll kind of sit there and say, Black Veil Brides will never notice you. Why do you try so hard? And it's like, I feel like in the end, it always pays off. And I don't mean to say that in such like a weird way, but I mean to sit there and be a fan for such a long time and to set aside your own time to do something for Jake, and then he sits there and notices it and appreciates it. That's where I think it's really it's just it's such a surreal moment to have for any Black Veil Bride fan. And I think that's where we can go ahead and tell all those people that have said that to any one of us that they'll never notice you. Yeah, give them the finger, flip them off, all that. I think it's a pretty good in your face moment.
And it also proves the point that Black Veil Brides do care for their fans. I mean, like, yeah, you know, like all these other bands and artists, like, we love you, fans. Thank you so much for your support. Like, yeah, they say that, but I think Black Veil Brides take it a step further and actually shows us and like giving fans these type of opportunities. So
Yeah. I was gonna say, you don't have to be like a fan that's constantly like posting or doing stuff online or anything like that. There are fans who have maybe, whether they've been a fan for a long time or they just joined. I mean, Black Veil Brides notices every single fan. And I think that's what is something that's really great to appreciate about the band. You know, they leave no one out. They don't single anyone out. But moving on to our next question here. It is a pretty deep question, so please feel free to take your time. You don't have to rush, but we would like to know how Black Veil Brides has impacted your life.
Okay, so ever since getting into them, like middle school, they pretty much got me through middle school, high school, and college, which is I had college during the pandemic.
oh,
So you could imagine, and I was a theater major, so you could
Oh,
imagine how hard that was
oh
on a
no.
computer. Like, oh my God, when I was opening Zoom, I'm like, do I remember how to use Zoom? It's like- but so I literally like middle school, high school, and college, and I was like bullied a lot in middle school and high school. And I always knew I could turn to their music to, you know, get me through it. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, they've definitely like saved my life. And I feel like even though they hear it a lot, like they do save people's lives. And I'm one of those people. And like it was really a bad headspace, especially when people would like nag at me and be like, "Oh, you like Black Veil Brides," or like it's Black Veil Brides. It's like, yeah. Am I complaining about your favorite singer? Not really. Like I could care less who you like or not. But they've really like impacted me, and I've met so many great friends through Black Veil Brides. One of my friends actually got me Lonnie's ring, which I'm wearing. This is one of
Oh,
Lonnie's rings.
wow.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's just like impacted me so much, and I could have been having a really bad headspace, especially like the last couple of years. Like I've been struggling to find a job because the job market right now is horrendous. Uh, and so I've been unemployed basically since the end of 2021 after a seasonal job, which sucks. But even when I'm going through the waves of the emotions, I could sit down and just listen to like an entire Black Veil Brides playlist or Andy Black combined because both hit different. I just know that I'm in a safe space when I'm listening to their music, and if I'm at a concert, I know I'm in a safe space there. I feel like there's this big weight lifted off my shoulders every time if I'm at a concert or I'm around people who I've met through like an Andy Black or a Black Veil Brides concert that I know will be there for me. Like for example, shout out to Isabelle. I met her in 2019 during Andy's solo tour in the New York show because we did that Heart project. I think you guys have heard Andy talk about it. The like
Oh yes, the little Isabella
we
mentioned that to me too.
yeah, I helped pick the logo for that. So like the hands holding in the heart. She's been like an important person, and like I'm so grateful for her friendship and the other friendships I've made throughout the years. Like Black Veil Brides has truly like music or not, whether it be Jake's Twitch channel, it's gotten me through a lot, especially like the last few years. Being out of college, being unemployed, all that stuff combined can really be tough. And I felt that I felt the waves like and maybe let's say like the last year I didn't get to see the Black Veil Brides at all live, but even though I didn't, I'd always go to Spotify, go to YouTube and just hit play and just vibe. I just chill, and like I know I can relax to my favorite band, and it'll always be my escape, and I love them so much.
Giving you a virtual hug right now.
Hugs.
Thank you for sharing. And I'm just happy that Black Veil Brides was there and like it showed you like you're not alone in this world. There are other outcasts there just like you who are going through similar things and stuff, and that through the army and through them that you're able to meet these amazing friends, like for one Isabella and all your other ones on social media and stuff, and that their words are there to comfort you and help you get out of that bad headspace like they've been for us and a lot of fans in the BVB Army.
Black Veil Brides, I feel, definitely helps to bring people together. And I think a lot of that is just based on their personality and characteristics of who they are as human beings. Because, you know, with you being the moderator for Jake's Twitch stream, I mean, you see how friendly and kind that Jake treats every single person, and he's always sharing the love. And I think that's a great thing that Black Veil Brides does.
Yeah, definitely. And like shout out to the mod squad, like Cassidy and everybody. We've had to deal with situations as a group without Jake's knowledge half the time, and like we handle that with ease, and
Yeah.
we go and we go right through it, and it's really nice that like he made a space that is easy for us to communicate these things. And we have like two mod chats. One's like the like serious stuff, and then one's just chatting and like
Right.
if we could check in with each other, update each other on life, whatever. And I mean the mod squad definitely are like long lost sisters to me. They're really great. They're always there if I need to vent or anything. So yeah,
Awesome.
it wouldn't be Jake's streams without them.
How many mods are actually there? Because I know there's you, Cassidy, and I don't even know how many are there.
So it's me, Cassidy, then there's Heather, Orchid, Booski, like 5, 6, maybe 7, I feel like 5, 6. One of them, his name is Legend, but he's in the UK, so like when Jake goes live sometimes he's asleep.
Oh.
So yeah, he's not always there.
That's so
But
cool
yeah.
that you have this like small group of mods and stuff, and that you have that, and like you guys are always there. And like, first of all, thank you for all that you do on the chat
Yeah, of
stuff and like the
course.
bots and God knows what else and everything. So
Trolls.
yeah, the
Yes.
trolls. Yeah, for sure. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple of those already. I'm just like, seriously?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, shout out to you guys for keeping it like a really safe and positive
Yes.
environment for all the fans.
Thank you for doing that.
It's all about teamwork.
Our next question is tattoos. We were curious if you have any tattoos.
I'm tattoo-less right now. I'm tattoo-less, but
sorry.
I know I love y'all's tattoos. But like I'm tattooless right now, and it is my dream to one day have black veil tattoos. And I know eventually it'll happen. It's just I do feel very, very like plain without any, and I've been wanting some for years. So yeah, as of right now, I do not have any at this very second.
Do you have any ideas of what you would like a Black Veil Bride's tattoo to be?
Ooh. Well, I definitely want to do one that's related to Coffin because that's the first song, and I mentioned that earlier. That made me fall in love with them. But I love Never Given, and I would love to get like the lyrics of Never Given somewhere. I don't know where yet, but like somewhere I feel it would be cool. And then like the classic Black Veil logo, why not?
Yes. All great ideas.
All BVB tattoos are a great idea.
Yes.
Well, if you've been wanting them, I think you gotta set a money jar somewhere that we can start saving up for it.
Yes.
It's gonna be worth it. Once you get your first one, then you're gonna be like, I want more and more and more.
Yeah.
All covered up.
Always itching for new tattoos. Always.
Same.
We're gonna run out of room eventually, Ruth.
You're gonna run out of room before me. Like you advertise. You are the walking advertising for Black Veil Brides.
I'll find room. I'll shave my head and do my
No!
So Black Veil Bride concerts. How many have you been to?
Okay. So the first one I ever went to was 2018. So it's 2018, and then so technically I've only been to 3 BVB concerts because financially, but also then I've also been to 2 Andy Black concerts. So like I've technically seen Andy
Yeah.
5 times.
I would count that
I
with.
would count that, yeah.
Yeah, loved every single experience at every concert. The Andy tour in 2019 hits different because I actually got to meet him, and that was really cool. And I was shaking like a little chihuahua. was meeting him. But like afterward, I literally walked away and I started bawling. I was like, this happened. And then I just like I was passing because my venue like I met him on a lower floor and then like up to the main floor was the stage. And so I was walking up the stairs and I hear a dad go, "That's gonna be you," to his daughter. I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Okay."
I feel like everyone who's first time meeting Andy is like that. I mean, I froze and just smile and wave.
Yeah.
So,
He's so sweet though. He was so sweet. Oh my God. And he was so grateful for like the heart project, as I mentioned earlier. I did make him laugh during the concert because like I'm from New York, so I'm quite loud sometimes. And I was like right in the front, and someone asked him to take his shoes off, and I'm like, "Calm down, children." Meanwhile, I'm like 18 years old, so I'm kind of I was still a children at the time, but but it made him laugh because he was gonna. I think he was like about to sing like the acoustic Savior version. I'm pretty sure, and he walked up to the mic and he just laughed. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was just telling someone to calm down. I'm like, y'all in the shoes, dude. What?
I'm sure he did enjoy that.
Yes.
When it comes to their early years, like first 2 albums, what has been your favorite Black Veil Brides war paint?
Ooh. The first one that came in my head was Set the World on Fire. Definitely. I don't know why that war paint.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's like yes. But yeah, I always really liked that era of war paint. I like the original, but something hits different about Set the World on Fire. Am I skilled enough to do it on myself? No. Do I want to one day? Sure.
Is there like a particular members you like their war paint better than others, or just like a combination of all of theirs?
I liked them all, honestly. I think like my favorite like music video with Warpaint was Fallen Angel. Because, even like the girl that was the Fallen Angel in the video, she had dope makeup and I was like, that's so fucking cool.
That whole era, the Set the World on Fire era, very rock and roll.
Yes.
That's why I love it.
Me too.
So, leading into the next question being if you could live in whichever Black Veil Bride era for the rest of your life, I feel like I have a hunch, but I could be wrong. So, like, what era would you pick?
Well, Maybe set the world on fire.
It would be a pretty epic era to live in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like the aura of that era is dope, and I feel like to live in that era would be really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, like it's also like the energy that Black Veil Brides gave off
Yes.
during
Yeah.
that time too. Amazing.
They were still
Yeah.
blowing up with that era. That it was after their
Yeah.
second album, like people started to find out, like, who is this group? Who
Yeah.
is this band with all this
Mhm.
cool studs and this crazy war paint and stuff?
Yeah. And that's what I really love too, is I swear there'd be a new interview of Black Veil Brides, just every single member out every single day, a new interview every time. And they were always doing something crazy and there was always a tour. Like it was a pretty good era.
Good
Yeah.
era. A lot of covers on Kareen.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love those covers of Kerrang. I was so mad when I found out it was only available in
Yes,
England though. I was like, yeah.
same.
Yeah. I have a collection of alternative press mags. Like when they before they started to get like the glossy covers, it was the paper. So like I
Yes!
have those. Those are
Oh!
I have like a shit ton of them.
How has been your experience with the BVB Army so far?
So far, so good. As working as a moderator for Jake, we've come across
Bad apples?
some some bad apples, but
Yeah.
regardless, like a lot of them have been so great at Trinity of Terror 1. I actually met someone who's gonna meet Jinx, I'm pretty sure, like during like when we are all grouping up. And shortly after the concert, she custom made me like one of the
Oh, like a
yeah,
rosary.
yeah,
Whoa,
like a
that's
rosary
so
of the
cool.
she like
Wow.
sent it to me and everything. She lives like I believe in Long Island, and like it's
That's
really cool,
beautiful.
really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
She
I want
asked
a
me like
custom one.
she asked me what colors I liked, and I was like black and purple. And so yeah, she made me one because she had one on herself, and she's like, "I'll totally make you one." I was like, "That's awesome!" And yeah, like I've met so many great people. A lot of people in Jake's community like are really goofy and like to meme on him and make him do weird things with pickles and bananas. So as we know, Mans took a bath in pickles. I don't know why he did that, but you shout out to my friend Ross. I'm sure if he's watching this, literally the most chaotic one in that chat, I feel at the time. But he's always finding something to send Jake that's weird, whether it be flavored soda that's weird or like pickle G Fuel, which was the energy drink, something, he will send it to him. And I'm like, it makes it worth it. It makes it funny. Jake does like he does genuinely care about everyone, and so does the whole band. And it's really cool that Jake has this platform to do that. And especially like 2020, I know he was really big on I want to interact with you guys because we can't
Yeah.
we can't.
Yeah.
And like I met a lot of great friends through that, and like a lot of I talk to them like all the time, and like we hang out. So like a lot of them are overseas or in different states, but like we still have that like common ground of Black Veil Brides. So there's always something to get excited about, whether that's a tour, merch, or it's a new album, which I know Jake's been like, "Oh, I'm working on an album with the guys," and we're like, we know, we're waiting for it. Come on, just give us a little taste of it, please." Um, but yeah, regardless, the Black Veil Brides Army has been really great. I'm glad to be a member of the army. I'm glad you ladies have this platform to like share people's stories, and like a lot of people can relate to each other. So I love the BVB Army.
I'm so glad it's been fantastic for you.
Honestly, I just swear, like, when you become a member of the BVB Army and meet these people, interact with them, or if you're lucky enough to meet them in person during concerts or whatever that meetup is, it's like, for me, it's like so surreal. Like, you meet them and then you're like, we're like the same person. Like, we can like read each other's mind because we have very similar interests and stuff. It's like, we know each other, but not at the same time, but we know each other.
Right.
It's crazy how comfortable you get super fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real. No AI here. Real people.
Oh God, AI, I swear.
going to take over the world. So our very last question that we have for you is actually if you have any questions for Ruth and I, and they don't have to be Black Veil Brides related by any means.
Ooh, okay. So I was thinking about this last night because I know that Ruth loves Saw and Nick, you love Scream, which I love Saw too. So there we go. Which it's funny because my sister actually likes Scream, so me and her are like both of you guys, but like different. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I love like all horror movies, but like yeah, Saw does it. Saw is the one for me. But my question for you guys would be: is there any like other like movie, whether it be like a Batman movie or something else that you consider a comfort movie besides horror films? Because horror films are.
So out of curiosity, are you specifically keeping it at movies or would TV shows?
Could be a show.
Oof.
If you like that, I get it.
I'm going through the list now.
Well, I definitely have a comfort TV show, but I'm trying to.
I have a TV show and a movie. Can I just give you both?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, a TV show, for those of you who don't know, is from Leslie Knope and Ron Swanson, Parks and Recreation.
Gasp, didn't know that.
It's my comfort show. I love it. Little Sebastian, for those of you who know, As for movie, a comfort movie, I'm just gonna go with my favorite movie, which is Howl's Moving Castle from Studio Ghibli.
I can see that. I want to be able to give two as well. I mean, obviously, just like with Ruth, my comfort TV show is The Office. Same creators and everything, just
different shows, though, different vibes.
It's so exactly. So my comfort TV show is definitely The Office, but when it comes to movies, like a comfort movie that I watch, trying to like go through in my head here and think of what movies I kind of will watch over and over.
The Crow.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because I mean, even though I've seen it a million times, that's something that I could just genuinely put on, like whether I'm laying in bed sick or in a bad mood or happy or sad, whatever it may be. Like The Crow is definitely something that I would put in and watch, and it's also one of my favorite movies. So I guess I would just have to say The Crow so I don't take up an hour thinking.
That's totally fine.
Out of curiosity, if you are a Saw fan, which one is your favorite movie out of all of them? I need to know.
Ooh, okay. I love the first three. Those three are like the best.
Yes.
But I think my favorite probably is either the first one or the third one, because you can't go wrong with the first one. But also like the third one, because like Amanda's a badass, and even though she's emotionally like not doing too hot, she's still a badass.
No, I agree with that. Oh, like that trap she set up for the nurse or the doctor.
Yes.
All good ones. The second one's my favorite, just because of the needle pit. Like that scene. Every time I watch that scene,
yes,
I just love
when I first watched that, I was like, and they used real ones. I'm like.
Army. Today, fan shout out actually goes to the one and only. We all know her. We all love her. Isabella. A fan shout out goes to you, Isabella. We hope you are doing well with life and everything. And also for the fans who don't know, I believe she's actually currently doing a giveaway for some Black Veil Brides tickets in her, is it New York show? Yeah. So I think she's still doing that. So if you want to perhaps win a chance to get some tickets to go see Black Veil Brides later this year, she made a TikTok video and she also has a post on her Twitter. I would highly recommend you go and see that and see how to enter. She is so sweet for doing that. So Isabella, just again, thank you for everything you have done for the Army, your support, especially when it comes to certain trolls online. You call them out and everything. And just again, thank you for so what you do for the Army, for the band, for Andy, and just for us as your friends too. So Isabella, fan shout out goes to you. We love you, girl.
All right, BVB Army. Once again, Tabitha, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. As Ruth and I said earlier, we know it's been a while, but we are working our way through. For anyone else that has signed up for fan stories, we promise you, we are going down the list. We will contact you soon. We are in a whole new year, so we have months and months ahead of us to get through, you guys. But yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate your patience. Thank you. It was so fantastic being able to meet you virtually. For anyone that doesn't know, BVB Army Hearts to Hearts, we are officially on Instagram. Go ahead and give us a follow on there. You can follow us on TikTok as well. We do post little snippets on there. We also have a Twitter. Give us a follow on there. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button.
Smash it,
And
smash it, smash it.
yes,
And
yes.
Tabitha, where can fans find you on social media?
You can find me TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, because I'm there for Jake's stuff. So yeah, you could find me anywhere.
BVB Army, go
Perfect.
find her, go give her a follow. She's awesome. And plus,
Yes.
I know this is totally off topic, but she's awesome because she has a Unis Honest flag in her background, which I appreciate very much.
For anyone that would like to go ahead and give her a follow on any of her pages, they are going to be down in the description below. And if you want to give either Ruth and I a follow on our personal, also down below. Once again, all of our BVB Army Hearts to Hearts will be also in the description below. And we will see you guys next week on Hearts to Hearts.